Up next is our third and final session, and we have my colleague, Mr. Gary Yeung, MH, also president of Smart City Consortium, to deliberate on the third topic, seizing opportunities arising from smart city development in the GBA. Mr. Yeung had been leading SCC since the beginning as a council member, promoting EID, cross-border commerce, and is himself an ICT entrepreneur since the very early days as a university student. Today, he serves as various government committees and NGO in addition to running his own IT digital agency, TechChur, as well as leading SCC in promoting smart city development. Please join me to welcome Gary Yeung. A round of applause, please. Thank you.
Thank you. May I take this opportunity to thank once again to the audience who are still here. I know that is a very packed schedule today in the event. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank you all the partners, including, of course, PwC and the panelists and the speakers here today. So the first sections, we shared that best practice from different cities, including our friend from Finland, our friend from France, and also Singapore. The second sections, we talk about critical successful factors and building blocks for smart cities. Now we come to the first sections to talking about the GBA. My job is make sure that everybody here, we have common background pictures about the GBA development and the smart city policy in GBA. So for our friends from overseas, I would like to share with you for the GBA, you may remember the 5 numbers. One, of course, all the 11 cities in GBA, we are under one country, and including Macau and Hong Kong, we are working on the 2 systems. So one country, 2 systems, you may always heard from the news, but actually we are really working and we have a different opportunities under this administrative systems. And also we have a 3 legal orders in the Guangdong and also Hong Kong, Macau, 3 totally completely different administrative arrangement. So the 4 in the GBA, we have 11 cities, but we basically emphasize 4 major cities development in Hong Kong, in GBA area. And finally, it's really important to Hong Kong position. We have 5 top 100 universities in GBA, basically the 5 universities in Hong Kong, and we are pleased that we have few professors joined today to share their experience for us about the smart city development. So for our friends from overseas, remember these 5 elements that you may have at least have a basic understanding about our GBA. The 11 cities, we try to possess them in different areas. And of course, you may locate Hong Kong first. So you can have imagine where you are right now. Hong Kong, and next we have Macau. Another side, we have Shenzhen. So these 3 cities also in the 4 major cities. And also we have Guangzhou up there. And I will talk a little bit more about these 4 cities, but I also want to emphasize to have at least 2 cities to you. One is Foshan. Foshan is very good in electronic manufacturing. If you want to do any prototype, you want to do any industrial developments, then you may try to approach them. And also Zhuhai, and is a very good tourism city. And each city have their own position. And if you want to learn more, I would suggest you to do some research at HTDC research website. They have a different analysis and talk to you about the different cities, how to position themselves, and also any special policy or any special opportunities for your industry. Okay, as I mentioned, we have 4 major cities: Hong Kong, Macau, Guangdong, and Shenzhen. In our GBA Greater Bay Area Development Outline that we listed in 219, in Section 2 of Chapter 5, emphasize that we need to do a smart city cluster in GBA. And this is really important, how to do, different Bay Area will emphasize how to cooperate with other cities. But this is the first time we talk about the smart city cluster. The cluster, how to make sure everything to work together. Every city needs to do their policy advocacy and also the administrative system. I tried to search the policy related to INT because we are talking about smart city, right? This is a Hong Kong government website called bayarea.gov.hk. You can see that they collect all the policy for the 11 cities. And if you want to check your industry, what policy related to you, please go to this website. But I find that all major policy related to innovations and technology. It means every city's government, local district government, when they try to think about a new policy, they will make sure they are facilitating the smart city cluster development. This is really important to our Bay Area development. Of course, as mentioned that even the last panels, they also mentioned that we have a challenge is how to work under free administrative system. You may imagine like this. If I drive a car from Hong Kong to Macau or from Hong Kong to Shenzhen, in between, if we have an accident, how to make sure the insurance process, how to make sure the legal framework able to facilitate no matter what accident happened or even the cash flow, the informations, and the police force, how to make sure everything that can be work smoothly in these three districts. But if we have a challenge, it means that we have good opportunities altogether. At least we need to think about a few things. If you imagine each city, they have their own technologies, or you may call them digital infrastructures, and also they have their own regional policy. Then, if we want to make sure everything goes smooth in this smart city cluster, we need to deal with the four flow: the talent flow, the capital flow, information flow, and logistic flow. These four flows is always mentioned by Hong Kong peoples and also the GBA peoples that how to manage them. And not just talking about the technology, but also how to make it become legal binding, how to make it work legally. This is really important. I personally think for different government, they need to build a digital infrastructure to support the development of their own industry and ICT industry. The four flows will become the critical considerations when we do the things cross-border. And of course, they need to do the government G2G policy communications. In GBA, we have a special task force leading by the Guangzhou government to talk about the policy arrangement between the 11 cities and make sure everything works smooth. But all cities will mention that they are trying to do their own smart city development, at least if they invest money, do they have a good economic capabilities? To be honest, without any resources, no smart city development will be happening. Second, the policy driven. Will they have a good planning and facilitating the technology outcome? For example, this day we talk about the Web3, very hot topic, right? But how to manage them and including the rules, regulations, who are going to design them, how to facilitate, including the blockchain, and also Bitcoin, whatever. So we need the policy to support the smart city development. And finally, after the policy, after money, we should talking about the implementation. Basically, the most successful implementation plan for technology is entertainment. For example, when we use the 4G to 5G, most people, because of the need to see the video streaming, play the online game, etc., etc. So these considerations are really important for the smart city cluster. And I can see different cities have their own ideas to do the related thing. As I mentioned, the 11 cities, we have 4 major cities, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, Macau, and Guangzhou. I would like to try to emphasize on, because I just have 50 minutes, so I want to at least mention one thing related to these 4 cities to share with you. At least we have a common picture. One, smart city development will facilitate the regional integrations. Some people will say Hong Kong is trying to integrate it into GBA. It's not true. We are part of the GBA. We are part of the GBA. This is really important. So, second, the development of a smart city cluster seems to be a technical issue, but I'm more concerned about the legal flow, how to make it work. And also for the legal framework, sometimes mutual recognition is really important. I would like to share one examples to you. In 2016, Smart City Consortium tried to facilitate remote onboarding from the people from China, in mainland China, to open securities account at Hong Kong. At past, they need to fly to Hong Kong and go to the bank and open the security banking account. But now, after we suggest golden source, how to make sure who you are, your electronic identity, etc., how to sign the online contract over the internet, in the blockchain. Now we are already facilitated the people from mainland China, they are able to open the bank account in Hong Kong without physical traveling. This is really important, and this open a very big market to Hong Kong banking industry. And it's not easy. If people come across with SFC, you will know that it's really difficult to ask them to change their rules and regulations. So this is, we opened a very important page in the GBA, and quite successfully. Now, after Hong Kong government also promote Hong Kong EID, we call I'm Smart, very useful in different public services. And I will see there will be more and more online contract, mediations, and different services we provided after the EID distributed to all Hong Kong people. As I mentioned, I want to share the 4 cities, what they are doing. But at least this picture, so Hong Kong government have a really good policy driven. Even in 2004, we have a digital 21 strategies. Recently, we have a smart city 1.0. Smart development blueprint, smart city development blueprint at 2017. We have smart city blueprint 2.0 at 2020. And last year, at December of last year, we also released an INT development blueprint, all talking about policy-driven issues. The government, what they need to do, they should open the infrastructure, open up the possibility for the industry to develop different applications. So Hong Kong actually have a very good environment right now, but how to use it and how to make a good use of our one country, two system positions, these become another problems. And Shenzhen, this was really interesting. Average 124 inventions earned the patent license every day. It's a huge number. It means they invest more than 5% of Shenzhen GDP for the new things. If you go to Shenzhen, you will find that everybody is talking about business. Everybody is talking about opportunities and also share their effort, try to do fundraising. Shenzhen is a really energetic, and people we really want to open-minded and accept and adopt new things at Shenzhen. And I do. If you have no chance to travel Shenzhen before, try to find 1 or 2 days, go to there to experience the energetics in Shenzhen. The second one, I want to show you a video at Guangzhou. Everybody is doing very interesting. One of them is this one. Would you please play the video for me?
可以准备起飞。
X3首次飞行实验现在开始。
Of course, this is people may think, we can imagine everybody trying to do an interesting thing in Guangzhou, Shenzhen, no matter it finally used or not, but it's really interesting, right? And they finally successfully deployed it in last year. And I would say, if you try to visit different startup in GBA market, you will find many different ideas here. So this is just one example I would like to share with you how GBA people thinking, how they are doing, what they are planning to do. So I still have many different interesting things. This is what Guangzhou is doing. Finally, I would like to share Macau. People always say Macau really focusing on entertainment, tourism, but I can see they are now trying to do different new things, including the exchange platform. Mr. Charles Lee just released the SS exchange platform in Macau. This is a new fintech technology, I would say, that support micro companies in China to do fundraising from international. And it's really, really successful in last year. And if you have time, please take a look, and you will see even Macau, a very small city, but they are doing very interesting things altogether. The four major cities, we are working together, and plus the west cities, I will see huge opportunities for our friends from overseas. To sum up, the four major cities, I would say that from the policy levels, basically, everybody try to formulate their own positions related to the smart city development. And also, Hong Kong have basically a more completed planning in the policy, but sometimes they spend a little bit more time than other cities. But it's good because the policy is robust, the robustness is able to allow us to move further in the next step. And Macau, I personally think that they are more welcome for the PPP model, the public-private partnership model. But of course, because they don't have too much companies in Macau, they really need to get the support from the large private company. And also Guangzhou, they will consider more policy to across the 11 cities because of their special positioning in Guangdong. They will think how to make sure everything not just work in Guangzhou, but also working in the whole GBA. And Shenzhen, very large number of local high-tech companies and enterprise there, including Tencent and Ping On and different new technology companies are also there. So if you would like to start your business in GBA, you may try to think about the four major cities, which one is suitable to you. But of course, I want to share, there's 24 companies in GBA listed in the Fortune Global 500 already. They already selected the GBA as their Asia Pacific Center. I would like to invite you all to come to our GBA market all together to open up, and you can see the very good, interesting people here, and we can work together. But I need to emphasize, please come to Hong Kong first. Open a company at Cyberport or Hong Kong Science Park, and also you may have a call the fundraising at GBA, including there's a two special administrative area we call Qinhai, which is an area in Shenzhen, and facilitate Hong Kong company to open the mainland China market, and also another special administrative area called Quanqing, as this is based in Zhuhai. If you want to know more, PwC have a very professional team to support you, so you may find them. And also, when you get a great success in GBA, please come back to Hong Kong for IPO and exit. So this is a very good computer system for you. So for overseas friends, please consider this route. And this is Shanghai. You may visit them for more information and their website. This is Huanqin. So my job here today is to make sure everybody have a basic understanding of the GBA, and we can talk more in the panel later. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gary. Very rich information. Thank you.